An exclusive interview with the communications director of CARE, Ibrahim Hooper.
Excuse me, now it's my turn. Now it's my turn.
Basis.
Sir, you just told me that the messenger matters. You just made that point. I'm giving you that. If the messenger matters, then CARE matters. And CARE, according to U.S. Senator Chuck Schumer, excuse me, Mr. Hooper. CARE, according to Chuck Schumer, I'm not going to let you hijack the segment, Mr. Hooper. It's not going to happen. Chuck Schumer came out and said, and I quote, CARE, we know, has ties to terrorism. So prominent members of CARE's current leadership also, have intimate connections.
This is why you have a hard time getting Muslim representatives to come on Fox and your program, because every time somebody comes on to have a legitimate discussion, you start engaging in these smear campaigns. Again,
how is it a smear
years
campaign?
Of public
That's a
record.
U.S. senator, sir.
Don't tell me what other people say about CARE. Tell me what CARE has said or done that you object to. We defend the Constitution on a daily basis.
So
we are the
can
first defenders of the First Amendment.
You can come on and denounce hateful bigotry, but it can never be said against you, because that also is hateful bigotry.
Well, you can say it, but I have the right to defend ourselves against this kind of smear.
It's not me, sir. It's many people who have come on Fox News and accused you.
On the internet.
It's not. Stand by. Here's people from all political stripes talking about CARE. Stand by.
It's radical Islamists we're talking about here, and CARE is a front for radical Islam.
It has connections to Hamas. It was founded by two people who are deeply connected to Hamas.
It actually grew out of a meeting in 1993 in Philadelphia among Hamas activists who were confronted with the problem of how do we support Hamas without anyone really recognizing that we're supporting Hamas.
Go ahead, sir.
Go ahead. I mean, we're used to these kinds of smears. We're a civil rights organization.
They're all smearing. They're all lying.
That's life in the big city. We're used to having these kind of hate-filled smears. But again, 20 years, the most public Muslim organization in the nation. Please find something that CARE has done or said in those 20 years that you find either extreme, objectionable, intolerant, whatever. Every day we're defending the Constitution from people like Hirsi Ali, who would change the Constitution so that Muslims wouldn't have civil rights.
All right, well, how about this?
Do you think the Constitution, do you agree with her that the Constitution should be changed?
You've just challenged me. You defended PIJ, a terrorist group that killed over 100 people, including 2 Americans, saying, and I quote, saying, and I quote, they've never threatened anyone outside of Israel and the occupied territory. That was a quote from CARE, okay, from you, sir. You said that. You've gone on to defend the Saudi Arabians funding the families of terrorists, of suicide bombers, saying, well, the families didn't do anything. These are specific comments by you, sir.
You know, again, when you do your oppositional research, it might be helpful to go to someplace other than internet hate sites. Okay. I mean, these are the same kind of recycled slurs.
One of the other criticisms of CARE is that you guys go to the
I guess we forgot these issues about
immediately upon hearing criticism of you. That you're very quick to allege the criticisms are wrong, and anybody criticizing CARE or radical Islam is an Islamophobe.
We're big boys.
And it sounds like you're doing that right now. That you cry Islamophobia
the image of
to
Islam
shut down criticism.
And Muslim community. We defend the image of Islam and Muslim. If you want to attack CARE, that's fine. We get it every day. We get it from every internet hate site. We get it from every right-wing extremist.
Chuck Schumer? He's not really a right-wing extremist.
You know, look at the date on some of this stuff. Try and get something that's in this century.
Have you come to a better place with Chuck Schumer?
When we had our annual dinner, we had, I think, 70 different letters of support from congressmen. We have congressmen appear at our banquets. We have relations. We're on a daily contact with the FBI on civil rights issues.
I'll bet you are.
On a variety of things. I mean, what's your point?
Your critics say
come on here to
your critics say that when you hear anything negative about you, you threaten a lawsuit. And the viewers should know that you have gone after and threatened Reader's Digest, the American Medical Association, U.S. News and World Report,
kind of
Atlantic Monthly, the Dallas Morning News, Fox News. We did a segment on honor diaries just the other week. You demanded a retraction, which you're not getting. Every time you hear something you don't like, you try to shut down the message. Whereas here in America, we like speech.
That's called
good
the
and
Constitution.
Bad.
It's called the First Amendment. Do you think
the First Amendment allows
is only
more speech,
a one-way
even speech you don't like?
That you get to say hateful things about Islam and Muslims, and we never get to respond?
No, sir.
Come on, it's the First Amendment
your
is a two-way
problem is you don't want to
street.
respond. You want to silence.
No, we want to challenge hate-filled anti-Muslim extremists, and we do it quite successfully.
You do. Shutting down honor diaries, getting the honorary degree pulled from Miss Ali, suing people from defamation.
We didn't shut them down.
Batting 1,000 lately.
Those who were educated about the hate-filled agenda of the producers said, hey, we don't want to buy into that hate-filled agenda, and we're not going to show it. And by the way, in each and every case where the honor diaries wasn't shown, there's now planning for real engagement on that legitimate issue with real Muslims and with members of that university community. So it will get addressed.
Brandeis University can know tonight.
In a hate-filled way.
Hello. Brandeis University can understand tonight that it stands shoulder to shoulder with you and CARE, sir. I'm sure they'll take comfort. Its students
thousands of supporters of Brandeis, professors, students, everybody.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
That'll be posted very shortly on Facebook as well. Joining us now are two of the hundreds of Brandeis University students leading an effort to have the honorary degree reinstated for Ayaan Hirsi Ali. Josh Nass is founder of Voices of Conservative Youth, and Daniel Mail is a contributor to truthrevolt.org. Gentlemen, thank you both so much for being here. Josh, let me start with you on the issue of CARE, which was critically instrumental in getting this honorary degree offer revoked. You heard him say there, name something I've done. The most obvious in this century, as he put, was the fact that in 2007 they were named as an unindicted co-conspirator in a terror that led to the conviction in terms of a defendant in terror funding. That's just one of the many, many things. Your thoughts on the role of CARE in getting Ms. Ali's offer revoked?
Look, CARE is an organization that doesn't seem to enjoy hearing competing philosophies and perspectives. And academia is meant to serve as the hub of enlightenment, as the venue where we have an exchange of ideas. To go ahead and rescind its invitation to Ms. Hirsi Ali is despicable. And Megan, I want to tell you that perhaps our administration at Brandeis doesn't seem to care or respect the First Amendment, but we as students do. And I felt that it would be incumbent upon ourselves to go ahead and do the following. I'm the president of the Conservative Club on campus, and I'd like to right now extend an invitation to Ms. Hirsi Ali to come to campus and have a platform to speak to students about exactly what her passion in life is about, her mission, exposing the horrendous conditions that Muslim women in certain Islamic societies live under. And that invitation is going to be sent out to her tomorrow. She's hearing it now first, and I think that's exactly the policy that universities across the country ought to be adopting.
Daniel, let me ask you, Daniel, because I know you believe that Brandeis has shown itself as a hypocrite, that it has a double standard on this issue.
Oh, I mean, the double standard is blatant. When Tony Kushner came and spoke, past president gave a statement saying that they were honoring him simply for his commitment to furthering human rights across the world and his role in society, not about his political views or his views towards Israel. The same applied to Desmond Tutu. Desmond Tutu also had the audacity to tell Jewish people who opposed to his anti-Semitism, quote, tough luck. But yet, when it comes to issues where CARE gets involved, the university caved. And I can tell you, the message is clear on universities, specifically Brandeis University, that when known anti-Semites and people who oppose Israel's right to exist come and get a degree, it's okay. But when other people speak up, especially Miss Ali, who should be praised for her commitment to stop female genital mutilation, to stop honor killings, and to stop forced marriage, somehow it's not okay. That's unacceptable.
It's amazing because they don't seem to understand how, having undergone those things herself, she might have some hard feelings. That she gets no, understanding from people for being a harsh critic of Islam, but that she doesn't get up and rail on Islam. She gets up there and rails on the fact that certain factions of it do these awful things to women, and it needs to stop. Josh, I had a debate last night about whether the students of Brandeis are behind this decision or they're not. What are you hearing from students and alumni?
Look, many students are, and I can tell you that I've spoken off the record with several major donors to the university that are outraged by this. And the reason is simple. Have we now prescribed an ideological litmus test that every single recipient of an honorary degree at every single commencement ceremony ought to be subjected to, just because they have certain controversial positions? Look, if that's the standard, then President Obama should not be invited to receive an honorary degree at any commencement ceremony. Then atheists perhaps shouldn't. President Obama has positions on the drone policy and the NSA program that are at odds with many college students. So by that logic, perhaps he should not be invited either. It's really a dangerous precedent, Megan.
You guys, we're going to continue to follow this. The Brandeis president refuses to come on camera and defend his decision, which seems the least he can do since it's become such a controversy, but the invitation remains open. Thank you both for being here.